we on?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're on and we're back.
Hey.
How do you feel about getting an appointment? Taking that first step?
I feel really good. I'm super excited about it. I feel like I realized last year after Nan that life's too short, and we want to have a baby, so why the heck not do it right now? Other than the fact that we live in a zoo, as Rue's climbing on me. I'm surprised that they got us in so soon, which is awesome. I told you to call because I was like, they're not going to get us in.
We were preparing
June.
for several months of waiting.
Yeah.
But that even we start the process and chill out, bro.
I'm just scratching my leg. Rude. And quickly, I'm not saying that I'm, not happy about that. I was just surprised. I thought it was going to take, I thought they'd be booked up super far in advance, especially being in such a big city where there's millions of people. So that's really cool. When's our appointment? February 26th?
Yep.
Yeah, so that. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just trying to not, put too much weight at this very second on it because we still have a lot to learn and there's a lot of steps to do and stuff. Oh, butthole. Cat butthole. My face.
Butthole.
No
Kitty
thanks.
butthole. Are we just gonna talk to her? We gonna just chat amongst gal friends and
I mean, I do expect
talk
it to
about
be
our hopes and dreams, or are you gonna get
just
blood
in general
work done
just
and
gonna go and chat,
get a happy pappy and things like that?
I think that is happening. I mean, that's another thing we have to discuss because essentially Georgia reproductive specialist said that they would bill that we wouldn't owe it up front. Candy specifically said that I would be happy to bill it for you, which sounds like that's not what they normally do. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little nervous that we're going to walk out of there and they're like, great, your total today is going to be $3,000. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
cool.
I don't want to get myself into that and then
right.
oh, and by the way, it's definitely not covered.
Yeah. Horrible.
Anyway, so that brings us to another topic that we haven't really talked about, which is the fact that I will be carrying a baby.
You could grow a penis inside of your body.
Don't say shit like that.
That would be weird, Ashley. Oh my God.
Shout out to Graham.
Hey, Graham. So, fun fact about Ashley, she butt dialed me today. I didn't tell you that. So I get
Was it Graham?
Graham, are you calling your Earth Mother?
From the womb?
The womb?
Technology, man.
Kids these days. No, so Ashley called me and I was like, oh my God, hello. And she wasn't answering me. So I was like, hello. So I think she heard me yelling so much.
Obviously she's in labor.
I was like, are you in labor? And she's like, no, it was an accident. I'm sorry. I'm not in labor. I was like, oh, okay.
You cannot scare someone like that.
I know. I was at work, on the ground doing dishes, screaming into the phone. And my boss is like, what? And I'm like, I don't care. My bro's pregnant right now. And that's my first friend baby.
It's already chaos. This poor child is coming into this world in a very stressful way already. So I had to get out of work early to come to this appointment, our first appointment, kicking it off. And I'm super tired. I feel gross because I was running around at work at Starbucks. And so I write down the appointment, where it's at, and stuff like that. I I tell Sean, hey, can you just call in the morning and verify where we're going? So she calls, and with no pause, the receptionist says, oh yeah, you're going to this one, this location. They have several. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's a different place than I thought it was, but that's fine. I'll just take your word for it. So I rush in rush hour traffic to come to this location. Sean is going to be late. She has the paperwork. She has the insurance card. So I run into the building and I say, hey, I'm here, but I don't have anything that I need. And, here's my name. She says, oh, you're at the other location. This is the same lady who told us to come here. This is madness. So I'm like, okay. So I get the location of the next place. She gives me the wrong address. I figure out with my own smart brain that this is the wrong place to go, and very unfortunate that it's kicking off this way. Sorry, dropped you guys. What are your expectations of this process, and how do you want this to go, and what's your plan, and blah blah blah, and where are you at in the process, and blah 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 blah. There's a chance that I'm gonna get probed and blood drawn. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. We're fighting with the insurance still, trying to get this covered, even though it is covered under the insurance, but they're just telling me that this specific doctor is not in this weird local plus plan, which is stupid. We'll see. I need some zen. I need aren't children supposed to come into the world, peacefully? No, maybe not. But in reality, there really is never a perfect time to have a child because it is such a huge thing. And we're just gonna go with the flow. So hopefully Sean doesn't kill anybody in there, and I'll give you an update when we come out. Okay, Sean, what were your thoughts about the doctor's appointment? Did you learn anything?
Yeah, she could be knocked up in a month.
Yeah, I mean, if we got a donor picked out and sent to them, they store the stuff.
Sperm.
Yeah.
We're all adults here.
They store the sperm there for only a mere $50 a month.
Yeah.
Which is
cheap.
Actually cheaper than I thought it was going to be to maintain whatever
steal.
Things that need to be maintained. And if we got that taken care of and paperwork and stuff like that, we could do it in 2 cycles. Not this next cycle because we're going to be traveling.
Yeah, we're going to town for 2 weeks.
We're not going to be able to get that stuff in time, but we have to meet with a counselor, which I found was odd. I actually wasn't expecting that. Did you think that was a good thing?
Honestly, a little bit from TV shows. But I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not opposed to it.
I think it's very smart, and I'm glad they kind of require that.
It seems like if you were giving away your junk, that you would need to make sure you're sound mind and things like that.
Right.
But yeah, the other thing I found that they weren't there either wasn't a lot of explanation in regards to what paperwork you needed to fill out, or it really wasn't meant for gay people.
Yes,
and
that was very annoying.
It was kind of weird how you had to fill out a medical history form.
Right, but I'm not contributing anything.
And
I'm just
you're gonna do blood work.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah.
Well, the blood work is for the blood work for what she was saying was for STDs, which does make sense because
but they're
if she's
testing
pregnant
other stuff on you.
Yeah.
But I get maybe that's just because an issue came up and it would maybe be covered because you're a woman under the insurance or something. But
yeah, but it was just really weird because then they were like, well, we would have male partners fill out this information too. I'm like,
because they're
giving you sperm.
Yeah,
I don't have that.
Yeah,
so it was really that was really weird, and that kind of pissed me off, and I felt very not included.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating. Also, let's look at these documents right here, the little packet that we got.
Yeah, we get a little folder. What'd she call it? What'd Candy call it?
Straight people.
Straight people?
Straight people?
Oh, more straight people.
Wait.
Wait.
Maybe. No, straight person. And this one has children on it.
So yeah, so we have
one
to
of
go
the
to
questions I
counseling.
had, yes, we have to go to counseling. We have to pick out a donor. We have to
You did your blood work.
I did blood
have
work,
to do
so
my
I'll
blood
get
work.
results back from that, and that will help us pick a donor. Because of some CMV thing, I have to either be negative or positive, and the donor has to be negative or positive, blah, blah, blah. What else do we have to do? We have to go to the gyno to get just a general checkup.
Just a general lady doctor checkup.
Annual exam, Sean's blood work, which you're going to do tomorrow. Counselor, select donor once the CMV results are available, and sign the paperwork to ship the sperm, which is crazy. That like, it's really bizarre. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the fact that, like, I got this feeling, which could be me reading into it and wanting it more, but I got this feeling that, like, she seemed very optimistic that, like, things were looking good, and, you know, like, in theory this could happen quickly, which was like, oh wow, okay, this is real, great, which I'm not like doubting whether I want to do it or not. It just is like so real, so fast, and it's like exciting and terrifying all at the same time. And and it was interesting too that she was like, okay, you know, go to the gyno partially to establish relationship with an OBGYN so that if you get pregnant, then we can just transfer you over there. And
because they stop being involved 9 weeks after you've conceived. So
there is a chance for multiples. We're like jumping all over the place here.
Yeah,
there is a chance for multiples, which is
scary.
Scary, but kind of exciting too. I'm not gonna lie.
It's funny because
I would be okay with that.
Like, I always wanted twins.
I didn't have like this burning desire to have twins because I feel like you have literally no control over it. So why?
Right, but I just think they're just so like fun. Like, you know, I've nannied now for 2 sets of twins.
Shout out to Elena and my cousin Amber and
not who I've nannied for.
People who would have twins are like, yeah, they're fun.
They're great. Did you see Elena's post about like pulling all their clothes down and dumping a jar of pickles today?
And that, like, she posts something different every day about like what sort of like crazy
twin
things
shit
they get
doing,
into.
Yeah. But isn't it just kid shit in general?
It is.
Like, isn't it just kids?
It's just double the time.
And
like,
they probably like
conspire.
like how Raja and Kitten like conspire together.
Yeah. The blood work, no problem. She sticks a ultrasound thing up there.
Upper coochie.
Yep.
That's what Jessica Williams' mom calls it.
So she looks in there, and there was already like big follicles, which is cool. And so like generally something's working in there, which is cool because like I've never really been connected to any of that. Like it, you know,
your period just happens to you.
My
You're
period
not an
just
active part of
happens.
it.
I don't worry about getting pregnant. Like I don't, you know, it's like I just don't think that much about it. And so how did I know up until this point that things were like gonna be okay? I don't know. So it was almost like reassuring to hear that like the lining of my uterus is like the right size, like the right thickness for at this point in where my cycle is. And you know, those things were just really reassuring. Like it made me feel like hopeful that like we could be pregnant really quickly.
I'm not expecting it to happen. Like, I'm kind of like mentally preparing myself for a long tumultuous road ahead.
I am too.
But at the same time, again, all like the other things have just happened to us so quickly. So maybe this is the thing that doesn't happen quickly.
We talked about like anxiety, and she's like,
Or get fat.
have you ever tried meditation? And she was also like, is that like your natural state, or like is this something that has like
is
situational, come up, you know, or is like has its high peaks and things like that? And I'm like, no, just my personality. Like, no big deal.
You're like, it's just my personality.
So
So that's going to be interesting because you don't want to transfer that energy.
We're already going to give so much shit to our kid. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, future child.
So we are looking at sperm donors to see what jumps out at us, and it's gonna be weird no matter how we talk about this thing. But
Jumps out.
yeah, I gotcha. So
Should we call it something? Like, should we like
juice? What, like the sperm?
Yeah, like could like name it something fun. Like, I don't know.
Should we talk about like the sperm bank process and
Yeah.
like what we're so you can go online and like look at things without paying for anything. As soon as you register, we're like looking at childhood photos. So
They're so cute.
they're so cute.
They're
It's
so
like it's like
cute.
looking through like a family like album.
Yeah, it feels a
Just,
little
like,
intimate. I mean, I guess it is.
No,
but
it
it needs to be.
and it does feel that way. It's weird, but yeah, we want the child to be as close of a combination of the two of us as possible. We're like, should we choose Jewish ancestry? Like,
yes, obviously.
So, but then we decided not to because Sean's not Jewish. So
You are, though.
I might be.
You
We'll
are.
get those DNA results back soon, or ancestry or whatever testing. So we're looking for a half black donor. We're looking for somebody tall.
Black and white.
Sean is relatively tall for a woman, you know,
Yes.
and I'm definitely tall. So really the biggest priority. And so like
Right.
other things like eye color and personality and like degree level, like that stuff seems so like that comes with their life. Like that could happen or it couldn't. Like
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's like scary because what if we get like a dumb donor, you know, and then our kid's an idiot? So like,
That's,
you know,
like, such a
but like also a
ridiculous
degree
thing.
is like not an accurate measure of intelligence.
No.
So it's not like I can look at them and be like, oh, cool, you have a bachelor's, goody for you. Like,
Yeah.
no, any idiot can get a bachelor's degree.
yeah, so
So, like,
do
maybe
we
if
need
they were a doctor.
another question? I mean, do we need to look at their extended genetic testing? Because like, I feel like there is like bad stuff in everyone's genes, right? I mean, I feel like if we went far enough back in anybody's genetic history, there would be things that are like alarming. But how like that's not how like people procreate, you know? So
yeah, that's how straight people work.
it just is kind of weird. So yeah, it's weird to be talking about it. It's weird. Anything else with this appointment that we like learned or that like the plan? I asked her, I was curious about doing IVF versus IUI and why not just like if IVF has more success rate, then why not just do the thing that's more successful first? And part of that is an insurance thing, which some insurances require you to do a few cycles of IUI before you do IVF, and ours doesn't though.
Ours
could
doesn't.
potentially go to IVF, but because I'm like seem very fertile on paper, then she's like, you know, why don't we just do the thing that costs less money and also
Another reason is usually with insurances, some insurances don't cover IVF.
Right, at
but
all.
Ours does.
Ours does.
So she kind of recommended like let's do 2 cycles of IUI.
2 or 3.
And then if you hate it, if you're feeling weird because of the meds, if you know.
I'm not really going to be on that many medication from my understanding. I'm going to take there was like Clomid and
It's to regulate your period
to
a little bit
shorten
more.
the cycle. So it's not like birth control, it's something else.
Yeah.
To shorten the cycle. And so because I have like a 40-day cycle, which is weird. So what else?
I am less like, I guess because it's not happening to my body, but I'm less concerned about the pregnancy part and the more concerned about like the having a child in our zoo part.
We have 4 animals right now, guys.
Someone take Rue.
I need you guys to find a home
Hashtag
for Rue.
adopt
Rue
Rue.
Paul, the cat.
The cat.
She is the sweetest thing ever. She's 7 pounds. She got weighed at the vet and she's 7 pounds. She's 5 years old and she's only 7 pounds. She's like
a forever kitten.
yeah, it's like having a kitten all the time. And she's very I would use the word needy, but it's not in a negative way. Like she literally follows me around all
wants
the
to
time.
cuddle.
She always wants to be right here and she's just very chill.
Plays fetch.
Would you believe
Better than our
Spanish?
dogs.
Yes, because our dogs are idiots.
Well,
One of them is an idiot.
yeah.
But then we have 2 dogs and another cat
That are
forever ours. And
Yeah.
it's just like
Hashtag adopt Raja.
yeah. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And so we are a little nervous about like balancing life and everything. But doesn't everybody, it's like there isn't a perfect time.
No, there's not.
We have the desire to start this process now, and if it means a kid in the next year, then it might mean that. And if it doesn't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Do you want a boy or a girl?
A boy.
I want a boy too.
I'm so sorry,
To our
future daughter.
No,
I love you too.
The first priority is health.
Yes,
Health by far.
is healthy, then happy, then boy.
And we'll see.
We saw a psychic, and she said the first kid we were gonna have was a girl. So I'm like mentally preparing
So
myself.
let it be known now on the internet that apparently it's gonna be a girl.
Yeah, and we're having 3 apparently.
Which sucks too because we have boy names.
Yeah, we have a
Galore.
million boy names, which is so funny because I feel
We
like
can't really agree on girl names. I
Yeah.
mean, and a lot of them are gender neutral anyway, so it doesn't like really matter. But yeah, it's just interesting. And like all of our animals are girls.
yeah, I can't have any more
girls right here.
ladies in our
So
life.
many ladies.
There's
like,
really am like, but I don't want to find out. So until like it pops out of you.
I think so too. I feel a little torn about that, but I think so too. Okay, we should let this go because we're gonna do some searching for sperm. Going on a sperm hunt.
Happy trails.
Okay, bye.